Well, Saski is a performer and an LGBT activist. She hosted Essex Pride this weekend. Why are we getting more abuse?
I think maybe we're getting more abuse because there's not enough education and awareness. I think people become complacent, think, yes, in this country we've got the Equality Act 2010, we've got equal marriage, but actually if you go back to schools, and even still in the workplace, where I am also an LGBT plus educator, there isn't enough inclusion and there isn't enough awareness around LGBT plus people and communities and what that represents.
You see, if you go and educate children, it's going to be, I mean, you've got 40, 50 years worth of people who weren't educated.
Yeah.
So that's not going to change things overnight, is it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're talking about the workplace and the older generation, of course, we still have work to do there as well. Going forward in schools, definitely having LGBT plus inclusive education is going to make a difference for future. But I still do believe working in the workplace and having sort of training and awareness around LGBT plus issues, inclusion, even around language and pronouns for the trans and gender diverse communities. You might not change attitudes, but you're going to start planting seeds to make that change, even if it's on a small, in a small way.
There is a law, so how do you educate above the law to get the message home? I mean, if you were trying to educate me, say, where would you start?
I think, first and foremost, yes, obviously we have got the Equality Act 2010 in place. That is the law, so you cannot discriminate against under those 9 protected characteristics. As I say to people, it's not magic, but anyone who has been more narrow-minded before due to lack of education and awareness, if I came in and did a training session, I might not have an overall change on you individually, but I can guarantee you that you will leave that session with a bit more education, because what you will have is an understanding about maybe what it's like for someone who is in a minority group to experience discrimination. And I hope also that you'd leave with knowing that discrimination affects everybody. And it's very easy for people who are not affected directly by discrimination on a regular basis to feel like, well, it's not my problem. But actually, it is actually society's problem. It's all of our responsibility to tackle discrimination.
Just very quick answer.
Yeah.
I mean, we think that society is getting better, and you're saying it's not.
No, I'm not saying it's not necessarily, but what I'm saying is I think overall, I think generally, the general public and society overall, we all want to work towards equality and a happy society. But I think we can clearly see that statistics show that hate crime is on the rise towards the community, hence why we do need more education in schools and in the workplace.
Listen, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank